Welcome, traveler of the cosmos. If the noise of the world feels too heavy tonight, I invite you to leave it all behind. Close your eyes. Take a deep, slow breath in and let it out. Imagine, for a moment, the profound silence of deep space. A place where earthly worries dissolve into the vast, glittering abyss. Tonight, we are going on a journey that you can take without ever leaving your room. We are going to follow the path of a lonely wanderer, a small, fragile machine built by human hands, now drifting further into the dark than anything else we have ever created. This is the story of Voyager 1, the last human object in the universe. A tiny metal ambassador carrying our memories, our music, and our eternal curiosity into the infinite. Let your mind drift, let your body relax, and let us travel 15 billion miles into the soothing dark. To understand the magic of this journey, we must turn back the clock to the late summer of 1977. The world was noisy, busy, and full of change. But above the clouds, a rare and beautiful cosmic dance was unfolding. The giant planets of our solar system, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, were aligning in a way that happens only once every 176 years. This perfect alignment offered humanity a fleeting window to visit all of them in a single, sweeping trajectory. In response, scientists built two twin spacecraft, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. They were not massive ships, but delicate instruments of exploration, no larger than a small car. Equipped with cameras, sensors, and a golden message for the stars, Voyager 1 was launched into the sky. It was designed to last just 5 years. But the universe had a different plan. Decades later, it is still flying, still whispering its secrets back to us, long after its original mission was complete. It has outlived its expectations, becoming an eternal monument to human dreams. The grand departure. Imagine the roar of the engines fading as Voyager 1 pierces the atmosphere, leaving the blue, comforting embrace of Earth behind. The violent shaking of the launch gives way to the absolute, weightless tranquility of the void. Illustration idea: a slow-motion sequence of a silver spacecraft emerging from the Earth's atmosphere, entering a pitch-black ocean dotted with distant, unblinking stars. Here, the true silence begins, a silence that will wrap around the spacecraft for eternity. It is a profound transition from the chaos of human life to the serene, mathematical peace of celestial mechanics. You can feel your own tension floating away with it. Sailing the solar wind. As Voyager sets its course, it rides the invisible currents of the solar wind. These are gentle, constant streams of particles exhaled by our sun, pushing outward into the dark. Illustration idea: visualizing the solar wind as soft, glowing auroral waves washing over the spacecraft's silver dish. It is a cosmic breeze, guiding the traveler onward. Myth debunk. We often think of space as completely empty, a total vacuum, but it is filled with subtle energies, magnetic fields, and microscopic dust. It is a quiet, flowing river of invisible forces carrying Voyager deeper into the night. The asteroid belt. After months of silent travel, Voyager reaches the boundary of the inner solar system, the asteroid belt. Illustration idea: giant, ancient rocks drifting peacefully, slowly tumbling through the darkness, illuminated only by the faint light of a distant sun. Myth debunk. Movies show the asteroid belt as a chaotic, crowded minefield where a ship must constantly dodge collisions. The reality is far more peaceful. The distance between these silent stones is millions of miles. Voyager passes through this ancient graveyard without a sound, totally undisturbed, a ghost floating through a forest of sleeping giants. Approaching the giant, the first major milestone appears in the endless night: Jupiter. At first, it is just a bright star, but slowly it swells into a magnificent, terrifyingly beautiful sphere. Illustration idea: a time lapse of Jupiter growing larger and larger, its painted bands of cream, orange, and rust swirling in a hypnotic dance. Voyager approaches the king of planets not with fear, but with silent observation. The sheer scale of Jupiter is humbling, a reminder of how small our earthly problems truly are when placed next to a world that could swallow Earth 1,000 times over. The Great Storm of Jupiter. As Voyager glides closer, it stares into the eye of the Great Red Spot, a storm that has been raging for hundreds of years. Illustration idea. A close-up, slow-panning shot of the swirling crimson and ochre clouds of the storm, moving like thick watercolor paint in water. Though the storm is incredibly violent from Voyager's silent vantage point, it appears as a masterpiece of abstract art. It is a beautiful paradox, chaos on a planetary scale, viewed in absolute undisturbed silence. A perfect metaphor for finding inner peace amidst the storms of life. The volcanic heart of Io. Orbiting the giant planet are moons that hide secrets of their own. Voyager turns its robotic eye toward Io. Illustration idea. A dark, golden sphere suspended in blackness, suddenly illuminated by a glowing blue volcanic plume, erupting hundreds of miles into space. Before Voyager, no one knew active volcanoes existed beyond Earth. In the cold, silent vacuum, these massive eruptions make no sound. They are silent fireworks blooming in the dark. It is a powerful reminder that even in the most desolate, freezing corners of the universe, there is a burning, vibrant energy. The icy slumber of Europa. Leaving the fiery Io, Voyager captures a glimpse of a different world. Europa. Illustration idea. A pale, white sphere crisscrossed with deep, reddish-brown scars, shining like a cracked pearl in the cosmic night. Beneath this frozen crust lies a vast, dark, liquid ocean. An ocean that contains more water than all of Earth combined. As Voyager silently passes by, it leaves us wondering, what mysteries, what quiet forms of life might be dreaming in the warm depths below that icy shell? It is a world of deep, undisturbed slumber. The gravitational slingshot. To reach the outer edges of the solar system, Voyager needs more speed. It uses a breathtaking maneuver. The gravity assist. Illustration idea. The spacecraft diving close to Jupiter, caught in its massive gravitational pull, only to be thrown outward, accelerating like a stone from a sling. The giant planet lends a tiny fraction of its own orbital energy to the fragile human machine. It is a cosmic dance, a perfect exchange of momentum. Voyager does not fight the gravity. It flows with it, riding the wave into the deeper, colder realms of space. The long, cold journey to Saturn. Pushed by Jupiter, Voyager sails into an even darker void. The sun is shrinking now. The warmth of our star is fading into a distant memory. Illustration idea. The perspective from the spacecraft looking back at the sun, which now appears merely as the brightest star in a sky full of diamonds. It is a period of deep rest for the machine, cruising through the quiet dark, with nothing to do but listen to the hum of its own instruments. It is the ultimate meditation, drifting weightlessly toward the next grand encounter. The Rings of Saturn. After 3 years of silent sailing, the jewel of the solar system reveals itself. Saturn, illustration idea, a colossal, golden-hued planet surrounded by a breathtaking halo of icy rings glowing softly against the black velvet of space. Myth debunk. From Earth, the rings look like solid tracks of matter. But Voyager reveals the truth. They are made of billions of individual pieces of ice and rock, some as small as a grain of sand, others as large as mountains. They orbit in perfect harmonic unison, a silent, eternal symphony of ice. Diving through the halo. As Voyager approaches, it must navigate the delicate balance of Saturn's gravitational pull. Illustration idea. Gliding just above the brilliant, translucent rings, watching the shadows of the icy particles dance across the planet's surface, the view is mesmerizing, a frozen landscape stretching out into infinity, the gentle curves of the rings divided by vast, empty gaps, swept clean by tiny shepherd moons. It is an architecture of pure gravity and time, a place where chaos has settled into perfect, tranquil order, a sight to calm the most restless mind. The haze of Titan. Saturn holds a mysterious moon named Titan, wrapped in a thick, opaque atmosphere. Illustration idea: a hazy orange sphere glowing softly, hiding secrets beneath its dense clouds. The scientists on Earth faced a difficult choice. To see Titan up close, Voyager 1 would have to alter its path, throwing it off the planetary plane. It would sacrifice a trip to Pluto and Neptune just to peek beneath Titan's orange veil. It was a leap of faith. The spacecraft sacrificed a longer planetary tour to chase a single, beautiful mystery in the fog. Leaving the planetary plane. The encounter with Titan is complete, and the gravity of Saturn acts as the final slingshot. Illustration idea: the trajectory of Voyager bending sharply upward, rising above the flat disk of the solar system, aiming toward the stars. The planets are now behind it. The grand tour is over. Ahead lies nothing but the unimaginable vastness of the interstellar void. It is a moment of letting go, releasing the familiar shores of the planets to embrace the infinite ocean of the cosmos, a profound, peaceful surrender to the unknown. The backward glance. In 1990, 13 years after its journey began, Voyager receives one last command from Earth: turn around and take a picture. Illustration idea: the spacecraft slowly rotating its heavy camera, aiming it back toward the shrinking warmth of the solar system. It took 39 frames to capture the family portrait of our planetary system, a final sweeping look at the neighborhood it was leaving forever. It is like looking back at your childhood home as you drive away, committing the memory to your heart before heading into the endless horizon. The pale blue dot. Among those final images is a single, astonishing photograph. A beam of scattered sunlight, and suspended in it, a tiny pixel of light. Illustration idea: a dark, grainy image with a streak of sun glare, holding a barely visible pale blue speck. That speck is Earth. From nearly 4 billion miles away, our massive, complex world is reduced to a single point of light. It is a deeply humbling, incredibly peaceful realization. Every problem, every stress, every human who ever lived existed right there, on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. The philosophy of Carl Sagan. It was the astronomer Carl Sagan who insisted on taking this picture. He knew its scientific value was small, but its emotional value was immeasurable. Illustration idea: a slow fade from the blue dot to the serene faces of humanity, peaceful forests and calm oceans. Sagan's words echo in the silent void. Look again at that dot. That's here, that's home, that's us. It teaches us that in the grand cosmic arena, our squabbles are meaningless. We are a tiny, fragile brotherhood floating in a vast, dark, beautiful ocean. It is a thought that brings profound inner peace. The payload of dreams. Attached to the side of Voyager is something extraordinary. It is not an instrument for measuring plasma or radiation. It is a message. Illustration idea: a close-up of a gleaming golden phonograph record securely bolted to the silver frame of the spacecraft. It is the golden record, a time capsule representing all of humanity. It is a romantic, deeply hopeful gesture, a message in a bottle thrown into the cosmic ocean. If the spacecraft ever encounters another mind in the universe, this golden disc holds our story, waiting patiently in the dark. The cosmic map. Etched onto the cover of the golden record are strange geometric symbols. Illustration idea: golden lines radiating from a central point, binary code, and the elegant circles of a hydrogen atom. Myth debunk: we did not just put a map with an X marks the spot. We used the language of the universe. The map uses the positions of distant pulsars, rapidly spinning, ticking dead stars, to triangulate the location of our sun. It is a poetic, mathematical puzzle. A silent invitation waiting for a cosmic traveler to decode it in the deep future. the sounds of Earth. Encoded within the grooves of the golden disk are the sounds of our planet. Illustration idea: visualizing audio waves transforming into the imagery of falling rain, crashing ocean waves, the chirping of crickets, and the majestic song of a humpback whale. Imagine a distant civilization millions of years from now closing their eyes and listening to a thunderstorm from a world they have never seen, the wind of a blue planet blowing through the speakers of an alien ship. It is a way of making our fleeting existence eternal. The music of humanity. Alongside nature, we sent our art. The mathematical perfection of Bach, the soulful ache of Blind Willie Johnson, the joyful rhythm of Chuck Berry. Illustration idea: musical notes crystallizing into glowing dust, drifting into the absolute zero of space. We sent the music that makes us human, the melodies that comfort us when we are lonely, and the rhythms that make us dance. Out there, in the silent dark, a symphony is frozen in gold, a silent concert traveling at 38,000 miles per hour, waiting for an audience. The chorus of greetings. What do you say to the universe? We sent spoken greetings in 55 different languages. Illustration idea: soft, echoing voices whispering in ancient Akkadian, Mandarin, English, and Navajo, fading like ripples in a calm pond. We said hello, peace be with you, and welcome. It is a chorus of goodwill. We did not send our wars, our anger, or our fears. We sent our best selves, our hope, our desire to connect. In the freezing void, Voyager carries the warmth of human kindness. The brainwaves of love. Hidden deep within the record is a very special recording. The brainwaves and heartbeat of a young woman in love. Illustration idea: a pulsating rhythm of a human heart, visualized as soft red waves washing across the metallic surface of the spacecraft. Anne Druyan, part of the record's creation team, had just fallen in love with Carl Sagan. During the recording of her brainwaves, she focused on the beauty of human connection. Her heartbeat, her pure affection, is now immortal. It is the literal pulse of human love, beating eternally in the silent cosmos. The termination shock. Decades pass. The year is 2004. Voyager reaches a strange, invisible boundary. The termination shock. Illustration idea: a massive, invisible wall where the solar wind suddenly violently slows down, crashing against the dense gas of interstellar space. For billions of miles, the sun's breath had been pushing the spacecraft, but here the wind dies. The warmth of our star finally loses its battle against the deep dark. Voyager crosses this chaotic surf, entering the quiet, calm waters of the outer Helios Heath. The transition is smooth, silent, and profound. Crossing the heliopause, August 2012. A historic moment. Voyager 1 reaches the absolute edge of our star's protective bubble. The heliopause. Illustration idea: a glowing, magnetic cocoon snapping shut behind the spacecraft, revealing an entirely new, darker, richer space ahead. The sensors detect a sudden, sharp drop in solar particles and an immense surge of cosmic rays. It is the definitive threshold. Voyager has broken free. It has done what no human, no machine had ever done before. It has stepped outside the neighborhood of the sun into the interstellar medium. Voyager is now sailing through the interstellar medium, the space between the stars. Illustration idea: wisps of ancient glowing gas and dust, the remnants of exploded stars, gently brushing past the silent explorer. Myth debunk. Interstellar space is not an empty void. It is a rich, dynamic ocean of plasma and cosmic dust. It is the stuff from which stars are born. Voyager is now touching the ancient echoes of supernovas. It is bathed in the light of the Milky Way, completely exposed to the majesty of the galaxy. The Oort, cloud's embrace. Some say Voyager has left the solar system entirely, But there is one final frontier. The distant Oort cloud. Illustration idea. Trillions of icy comets floating like silent ghosts in a spherical shell around our sun. Voyager will not reach the inner edge of this dark, frozen cloud for another 300 years, and it will take 30,000 years to fly through it. The scale is impossible to comprehend, yet wonderfully calming. A journey so long it outlasts empires and ages. It is the ultimate lesson in patience. The fading heartbeat. How does this machine survive in the freezing dark? It runs on a small nuclear heart, a radioisotope thermoelectric generator. Illustration idea, a glowing red cylinder of plutonium slowly dimming over the decades, radiating gentle heat into the cold metal bones of the spacecraft. But this energy is finite. Every year, Voyager loses a few watts of power. To keep it alive, scientists on Earth must slowly, agonizingly, turn off its instruments one by one. It is a long, slow process of going to sleep, a gentle winding down of a magnificent life. The ultimate silence. Communication with Earth is becoming a miracle of patience. Voyager is so far away that a single radio signal takes over 22 hours to reach us. Illustration idea. A delicate, invisible wave of data traveling at the speed of light, crossing billions of miles of empty space just to whisper a sequence of numbers to giant antennas on Earth. When we speak to it, we must wait nearly 2 days for an answer. It is the ultimate long-distance conversation. A slow, meditative dialogue between humanity and the distant dark. A whisper across eternity. The deep slumber. Soon, perhaps in a few years, the last instrument will be shut down. Voyager will lose its voice. Illustration idea. The final blinking light on the silver dish, fading into blackness, leaving only the shape of the spacecraft against the stars. But its journey will not end. It will continue to fly, perfectly preserved in the vacuum of space at nearly 38,000 miles per hour. It will become a silent ghost ship, a monument to human curiosity. Free from earthly tethers, free from time, drifting in an eternal, dreamless sleep. The eternal ambassador. In 40,000 years, Voyager will pass within 1.6 light-years of a star named Gliese 445. Illustration idea. A red dwarf star glowing softly in the future sky, watching the silent metal bird drift past its domain. Long after the pyramids have crumbled into dust, long after our cities have changed, Voyager will still be out there. The golden record will remain intact for 1 billion years. It is a beautiful thought. Our music, our greetings, our existence, securely held in the silent, protective embrace of the universe. We are small, but we have touched eternity. And so we leave Voyager to its endless journey. A solitary traveler enveloped in the quiet peace of the infinite. As you return your thoughts to the present moment, remember the profound tranquility of deep space. Whenever the world feels too loud, you can always close your eyes and join Voyager, drifting gracefully among the stars. Our earthly worries are but temporary whispers, while our dreams are etched in gold, soaring through the cosmos. Thank you for taking this journey with me tonight. If you found a moment of peace, consider subscribing to our channel for more voyages into the dark. Tell me, if you could send one song on the golden record, what would you choose? Rest well, traveler, and look up at the stars.